Hello Aquarius, welcome to Dove and Serpent Tarot. My name is Paul. If Aquarius is your sun, moon, or rising sign, this is your tarot card reading. Please hit the like button, leave a comment. Consider subscribing to the channel, especially if this reading resonates with you. It is totally free, it doesn't cost you anything. If there's something you would like me to pray over, or meditate upon, or send positive energy toward, please let me know. Now this is going to be a general reading, so try to be open and receptive to whatever may come through during our time together. I am merely the messenger. And I ask you to connect directly with each of these cards and use your own intuition to take you beyond the details that I might provide. And remember, Aquarius, that the most important part of any tarot reading is you. And a 7 of Wands, very nice. I feel like you're someone that kind of likes to stand out, you know. You're comfortable being different. You're comfortable being kind of the odd one in the room, you know. Just as we see on this card, you're okay being the outsider. You're okay being the one that is kind of standing up to the bully in a way. I feel like you don't shy away from a good challenge. But I feel as if you're very unique. You're different than most people, different from, you know, let's say your friends, your family, where you grew up, you know, the area that you're in. And you may even at times in your life have felt like a stranger in a strange land. Yeah. Let's put that into some context. Let's see what we're doing with that uniqueness. Yeah. All right. A few more cards. Wheel of Fortune. You're turning this uniqueness into a real success. You know, you're using it to your advantage, right? I think that you have a very unique talent, even. And I don't know what that is. Maybe shadow puppets or something. We've got a 4. See, we got now 2 wheels. Yeah, one is the spiritual cosmic timing. The other one is the schedule of our own lives, right? We got a 5 of Swords. It wasn't always easy being different, right? But you're realizing now the benefit, the joy, the love, the real beauty in being different, you know, of finding out what your uniqueness is and manifesting it, going with it, utilizing it. Whereas maybe with the 5 of Swords, we felt like the underdog. We felt like, yeah, we were different, but not in a good way. Right? Here, we're realizing the strength in being different, the power that we have, the uniqueness that is really leading you to be kind of special, you know? We've got a 4 of Cups there. We've got the Emperor, kind of boss status here. That's very nice. We got a 6 of Cups. The 9 of Swords, yeah. I think you got bullied quite a bit when you were younger. We got a 7 of Pentacles and another 4. We've got a 4. A lot of 4s here. A lot of kind of this stabilizing, accepting, kind of organizing, grounding of energy, right? We're not getting carried away with anything, but we are trying to be practical in a way. We're trying to be very balanced in how we are manifesting this uniqueness. I feel like you're starting something that is really utilizing this talent. You know, what sets you apart from others is what is creating your success right now. Whereas maybe when you were growing up, what set you apart from others kind of made you a target, right? You were bullied for something, bullied for being different. Maybe, you know, you were the one artist in a school of you know, jocks or something, sports people. Not that there's anything wrong with that. Or maybe you were the one person that really wanted to play sports and everybody else was into, you know, theater. It's just something different. One is not better than the other. But you were not like everybody else, and I think that kind of makes you a target, you know. And so you might have had a rough experience growing up. But in some ways, you wouldn't trade that for the world because it's now something that is really working to your benefit. Let's select the mystery card, bonus card, confirmation card. This is a random card from the Smith-Waite Tarot. This is the factor infinite and unknown. We're just going to set it down over here and put Tiny Bob Ross right on it. There we go. Happy little Bob. We're not going to look at that card until the very end, but it will tie everything together and it will give us our confirmation. Yeah. If at any point during the reading you feel like you know what that card is, I want you to put your prediction down in the comments below. All right, let's do it together. Let's exercise our intuition. Okay. Now, looking around the room, major arcana energies, the Wheel of Fortune and the Emperor. Right? Now it's kind of like you are master of your own destiny now. You have realized, you've figured out the spiritual clock, you know. You've figured out how to read the spiritual time, how to tell time in that kind of cosmic realm. And you know now how to utilize all of the energies at your disposal to create the very best life. Now, it's kind of like, you know, if you're bullied as a kid and then you grow up and now it's just kind of like you've outgrown all the bullies. Now you're bigger and stronger than everybody else. It's almost like they... It's poetic justice in a way, I guess, right? You're evolving into this kind of a very strong leadership kind of energy, yeah, which is kind of a contrast to, I think, this what I'm feeling as the bully kind of energy. Yeah. That it's kind of like now no one would mess with you. You know, it's like the kid at school who's small, not as big, not as strong as everybody else, gets picked on, grows up to become just a massive, you know, bodybuilder kind of energy, right? It's kind of what I'm feeling here, is that you've used this challenging upbringing to motivate you to be the very best at what you do. Okay? The very best. And we're turning that kind of, that difference, what maybe back in the day we thought was a weakness, or people even tried to tell you that it was a weakness. Whatever this was, I don't know what that was, but it's now something that has really become your strength, has become your speciality, right? Has become that thing that is propelling you to unbelievable heights of success and confidence. I think you are a leader. I think that you are maybe even a motivational kind of speaker or something like that. I kind of have that vibe, showing other people kind of how to do this, right? The five of swords in the background, this is pretty obvious, right? This is feeling like the underdog. This is feeling picked on. This is being made to feel as if we are weaker than everybody else or someone else. This is feeling that we have been defeated by life, defeated by our circumstances. You know, I don't think you had an easy childhood. Let's just say that, okay? But things are really stabilizing now. I think that in an emotional way, in a mental way, in a creative way, things are working out really, really well. Let's put it that way. Emotionally, I think the emotional healing is very important to you, and it's something that you're still working on. And I think we all are in some way, right? When we've had difficult child, I was picked on a lot in school. I think that it's a lifetime of kind of healing from things, and not just school, not just getting picked on, but I think a lot of there's a lot of emotional stuff that you're still focused on, that you're still working continuous. It's a lifelong thing, right? So when I see a 4 of swords and a 4 of cups at the same time, especially at the top of each path, then it makes me think that there is this intense, kind of like therapeutic work going on, that you're seeing a counselor or you're seeing a psychoanalyst or a therapist. You're really doing this intense kind of inner work, right? And, it may not be, maybe the kind of the school, the bullying thing, maybe that's just one thing that we work on in that kind of, therapy career, right? It's one of many, but it really is kind of an ongoing thing to continue doing that work and developing those tools and skills, those protocols, right? For maximizing our potential, those protocols for strengthening our weaknesses, and then also not letting our strengths become too much, become overweening, right? And that's one problem with the Emperor here, is a little too much strength, too much confidence, too much pride, too much power, you know? So I think that it really is this kind of therapy energy, whether it's spiritual work or literally with, you know, a counselor or a psychotherapist or something. It really, I think, is something ongoing in you to help maintain this balance, to help maintain really this Six of Cups that we've got here. And the Six of Cups is this harmony and beauty. We feel like everything is right with the world, right? We are, we've discovered an underlying kind of joy in life. Okay. And I think really in a large part, it's through your success, for one, you know. And I'm of the belief that everybody should be in some sort of psychological analysis or counseling, or I'm not really into the pharmaceutical side of it. But I think that kind of guidance for our inner work, in whatever form, if it's through a spiritual practice or if it's through a professional, you know, psychotherapist or something, I think that's very important to do, especially those of us that are on a spiritual path. I think it's important that we learn how to perceive and examine and deal with our own thoughts and feelings. You know, thoughts and feelings, those are, on this channel at least, that's what always gets in the way of us succeeding. Thoughts and feelings. We have fire and earth, right? That magical creative circuit of electricity, fire to earth, right? And we've got some fire to earth in your reading too. We've got fire, we've got earth, right? And what we don't want is the Seven of Pentacles. This is in the position of what we don't want. We don't want to fail. We don't want our fire energy, our creativity, our uniqueness, we don't want it to fail to thrive, right? What sets us apart from the group, we want to make sure that we can manifest it. We want to make sure that it fulfills its potential, that we do justice to what Spirit has given us. Yeah. And to do that, we've got to honor our uniqueness, honor our talent, what sets us apart, and do our very best to give it the opportunity to flourish, to thrive, to manifest. Fire to earth. What gets in the way of that? Water and air, feelings, thoughts, right? Our beliefs, our values. The Five of Swords, at one point you didn't believe in yourself, right? Now, we don't see the equivalent of the water energy, but I would bet to say that at one point in your life you didn't really value yourself. Right? So we need to figure out how to balance and how to settle and stabilize our thinking and our feeling so that it can help us, that our heart mind, right, can help us manifest our unique talent, our will, our Seven of Wands, right? Whatever our speciality is. And I think that's exactly what you're doing, because instead of the Seven of Pentacles, we've got the Wheel of Fortune. So this is really finding ways to maximize your talent, your uniqueness. You're really giving it every opportunity. And I think that's kind of our duty in life, right? To figure out what we're all about, what is our uniqueness, what is our special talent, and find ways to continue expressing that. It's a gift, and it's meant for us to give it to the world. Yeah. And this is you giving it to the world. This is you expanding and growing and doing more and more, and always trying to find ways to push it and to nurture yourself, your spirit, so that it can continue to thrive and succeed, right? And all that despite the kind of the negative air energy that we have. And I think a lot of the time we still get kind of, our buttons still get pushed by things people say, things people do, by things in the environment. We sometimes still let our thoughts, I think the thoughts more than the feelings. I think sometimes this self-doubt is more of an obstacle than the feeling of self-worth, right? I think it's the kind of the doubt, really, that causes us to really try to avoid the Seven of Pentacles here. It's interesting we have a Seven of Wands and a Seven of Pentacles. And I think what the message here is that even in the failures, even in those moments that we didn't do it, right? Even in those moments where we weren't strong enough to make it work, that the seeds, the little sprouts, they just couldn't make it through the soil, and those plants didn't grow. Instead of falling back on this Nine of Swords and thinking that, oh, well, I don't believe in myself anymore. I couldn't do it, and it's a failure. Instead of using that as a kind of as a negative kind of experience, we could try to accept it and just say, yeah, sometimes things don't always work, but in the overall scheme of things, things are growing, things are expanding. We are the one in charge of our thoughts and feelings. And that's the Emperor here. So we're striving for that kind of balance, and it's really a different way of looking at failure. We can look at it through the lens of the Nine of Swords, which is quite damaging, or we could look at it through the lens of the Four of Swords, which is just accepting that sometimes things don't always work out the way we intend. Furthermore, we could look at it with a Six of Cups and be thankful for those failures. Failures are just the prototypes of success. Failures just allow us to see where the bugs are. Like in the program or something, not in the plants, but maybe the plants too, to see where the errors have been made so that we can improve upon our design, right? So we're thankful for the failures, and that really is a transcendent way to look at things. And I feel as if all of these things are in place for you, and this is really giving you the kind of a rare alignment of energy to where you can keep pushing this Wheel of Fortune further and further and further. There's no limit to how far you can expand your life or how much success you can achieve. We need to ask, what is success to you? What is it that you really want in all of this? I feel to me it's more about the creative expression than it is about like money. I feel like you want to feel like you're doing justice to your spirit, that you're giving your talent, your uniqueness, your spirit every opportunity to express itself in different ways, money or no money, doesn't matter, but to fulfill that part of yourself, right? To not get in the way of that. Our heart and mind gets in the way. It impedes that electrical circuit. Let's look at the mystery card. Spirit's telling me something about fishing. So I don't know if you enjoy fishing or something about being in the boat with a pole in the water. I don't know if that's a significant memory to you. Sometimes these details come in just to offer validation and confirmation. All right. I also have been feeling there's a sensitivity to sugar, I think, for you. You eat too much sugar, it kind of upsets your stomach, right? There's a sensitivity there. Yeah. If you have a prediction for the mystery card, I want you to put it down in the comments. All right. Let's see. Four of Wands. Again, it's completion. It is a striving for perfection. It is always arriving at a milestone, at a resting place. We're trying to, we are finishing things, and we're looking at them and we're thinking, how can I improve on this thing? We're not looking at it as, oh, this was a failure or this was a success. This is just the thing. What can I do better now? The fours, any of these fours, this is our kind of, like I said, this is our terrestrial time, versus the cosmic time. I think you're more focused on cosmic time. What is the bigger picture here? Not, I've got a deadline and I've got to produce something and it's a failure and then I'm in trouble. This is a larger evolution. So we're creating things in our life. You're reaching milestones, you're producing things, or you're completing cycles of energy. And it's not really about the success or the failure, the good or the bad. We're not judging things. We are accepting them as they are and then realizing within ourselves how we can do it differently next time. And I don't know if different is better, different is bigger, but it's what needs to be tweaked, right? And the next spin around the circle, the next circuit that we make, what are we going to do differently? How are we always going to be working to improve, to evolve? And I don't like saying better and better and better because that implies a value judgment, but it's unavoidable, right? We want something to evolve. We want to see how it's going to grow and change. And we're not saying it's going to have to grow in a better way. It's like, well, I've got to make more money next year. This is kind of just allowing it its own natural growth, right? And so it's almost like, what can we do better to help this thing grow in its natural way? Yeah. This could be a business for you. It could be a nonprofit. It could be your own personal kind of creative endeavors. It could be in terms of your relationships, too, that we're talking. Okay? We're going to do an extended reading. If you want to stick around, there's a link up in the corner. There's one down below. New readings for Aquarius every Thursday and Sunday, 6 a.m. Chicago time. If you haven't subscribed yet, please do. It is totally free. It does not cost you anything. Leave a comment for me. Let me know where in the world you're watching from. I want you to know that you are the most important part of Dove and Serpent Tarot. I thank you and I love you. And we're all in this together.